welcome to Wilkes Now. I'm Brianna Evish.
And I'm Jacob Chasen. We're broadcasting from the Wilkes University Carambelas Media and Communication Center.
Today we'll have a report covering the state of Wilkes parking and how students feel about it.
Let's take a look at what else we have coming up on today's show.
I'm Cabrini, the co-news editor for The Beacon, and on today's Beacon Briefs, I'll tell you what's happening this week. Don't forget that you can grab your own copy of The Beacon at any campus building. I'll have more coming up soon. See you in a few.
We're here outside the Carambelas Media and Communication Center for weather now. Currently a mix of sun and clouds, about 37 degrees. Some flurries actually coming down just a few moments ago. But warmer temperatures and rain on the way before we hit the weekend, but we'll have more on that inside.
I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Eric Vitamin.
Coming up on Sports Now,
we'll bring you a rundown of how Wilkes Athletics did in their spring break trips. We'll see you back here soon for more.
I'm very excited because we're halfway through the semester finally.
Yeah, it's great. I'm really excited for the year to be over, but now I'm really focused on all my work and getting everything done.
I'm getting a lot more work, and it's my senior year. Hopefully I'll graduate.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty nerve-wracking, you know. Is
there someone you know who may be interested in learning more about the Air Force ROTC has to offer? Wilkes AF ROTC Detachment 752 is hosting an open house for any interested high school juniors, seniors, or college students and their families. Attendees will have the opportunity to interact with Air Force officers and current cadets, tour our building, and learn about program benefits and scholarships. The event will be held Thursday, March 28th in the UCOM. The event runs from 3 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. RSVP to ROTCDL at wilkes.edu with number of guests by Friday, March 22nd. Now let's take it over to Kylie for this story about Wilkes parking.
In the back parking lot of the Student Center, talking to students about what they think of our parking on campus.
I'm actually in a unique situation. I've actually been all three. I've been a resident, I live off campus currently, and I've also drove. My freshman year, I drove from Bloomsburg every day. I live about an hour and a half away, one way. And I know the most frustrating thing when I was in that situation was getting here, paying $120 a semester for a parking pass, not being able to find parking, and being forced to park on a meter, which is even more expensive now. The rates doubled 2 years ago. I think it's almost 8 quarters for a full hour, which is ridiculous. It's $2. It's ridiculous. Last semester, I lived on campus. I stayed in Towers, and I had a car. I had to drive home to work at a nursing home. I work at a nursing home part-time on the weekends to make money. And I had to drive home every weekend, and honestly, I had less issues parking as an on-campus than I did as a commuter, and I thought that was pretty ridiculous, honestly. This semester, I live off campus. I live over by the Stab and Grab, as many people know, at the Sunoco, and I have a friend who also lives over there with me, and it's difficult because both of us live in a really sketchy area. I live with my girlfriend. She's a small woman, and I honestly don't feel safe when she walks out when it's really dark out in the morning or really late. It's a dangerous area. That shooting that we all got warned about, that happened basically in his backyard, and Wilkes gives him grief all the time about getting rides because they're like, it's not that bad, you're fine, just walk. And I know the kid's not a pushover by any means, and he's sketched to walk. I think we need more parking in general. I think, honestly, their best plan of attack would be to take the back part of the sublot and turn that into another parking garage. It would double our parking. We don't have enough parking right now. Simply put, we don't.
All right, well, I am a commuter here. This is my second year here, second year being a commuter. I'm the commuter council president, so I get a lot of opinions and a lot of complaints about parking all the time from everybody, from commuters and residents. I think parking here is wonderful, especially with the new parking lot that we built. There's about, 30, 50 new spots or something, and they broke down a few more buildings, so they have a lot more parking spaces, like 100 or 150 expected more. I always get here early, so I have no real problem getting parking. But other people that come here at 9 or 10 o'clock, they have trouble, which I don't experience. So the charges for parking, they are quite expensive. But other universities, like the University of Scranton, they pay about $300 a year, and we pay $120 per semester for a commuter parking pass. Now, my big concern is not the amount of money, but just worrying where that money is going. So we don't know exactly where that money goes, and that's where I've been trying to find out for the past year and a half. Of course, I just have to go through the right people, but I'm sure it's going for cleaning up the parking lots and paying people to shovel the roads and everything. But to know exactly where that money is going, I think will alleviate a lot of people's concerns about how much it is.
If you could give one piece of advice for one improvement you would want to see for our parking, what would it be?
A giant parking garage in the back of the sub.
As you've heard, a lot of our students have different opinions of what they think of the parking on campus. What do you think? Back to you at the studio.
Thanks, Kylie. The Alan P. Kirby Center is collecting items for Ruth, a women's shelter in Wilkes-Barre. Donations requested on the flyer below can be dropped off at the Alan P. Kirby Center, the Farley Library, University Towers, Public Safety, the lobby next to Starbucks and UCOM, and the lobby of the Henry Student Center. Have questions? Please visit wilkes.edu/Kirby or contact Jordan Fritz at jordan.fritz@wilkes.edu. Now let's take it over to Cabrini for this week's Beacon Brief.
Welcome to the Beacon Briefs. I'm Cabrini Rnicki, the co-news editor for the Beacon here at Wilkes. Here's what's going on. On March 18th, the Alan Hamilton Dixon series is hosting award-winning author Carmen Maria Machado. Machado is the author of the short story collection Her Body and Other Parties. She will be reading from her works at 7 p.m. in the salon of the Kirby Hall. There will also be a workshop with Wilkes students conducted. In other news, the Mark Engineering Center received the 2019 Diamond Award for Engineering Excellence. The award was given by the American Council of Engineering Companies of Pennsylvania. The award was given for the Building and Technology Systems category. A formal ceremony was held on February 28th in Lancaster. Thanks for checking in, guys. That's all I have for today. I'm Cabrini Rnicki, and this is Beacon Briefs. Now let's get back to the studio.
Thanks, Cabrini. Attention bachelor degree students. This is to remind you that completed graduation paperwork, your signed diploma order, and copy of the degree audit for all bachelor's degree candidates was due at the registrar by December 20th. If you have not already turned in this paperwork to the registrar's office in Captain Hall, please make an appointment with your advisor to complete this process as soon as possible and submit your graduation paperwork to the registrar.
Do you have a love and appreciation of the arts? Share your passion for the arts with the community by volunteering with us at the Sardoni Art Gallery. When you volunteer at the gallery, you'll be supporting our mission by directly engaging visitors with the arts. Students, faculty, staff, and community members are all welcome to apply. Now let's take it over to Maddie for this week's Connect with a Colonel.
Hi everyone, I'm Madison Hummer. Welcome to Connect with the Colonel, our segment where we catch up with alumni and see where they are now. Today I'm here with Matt Gunther. Hi Matt, how are you?
Hi Maddie, good, how are you doing?
Good, thanks for joining us in the studio today.
Awesome, thanks for having me.
So to begin, when did you graduate from Wilkes and with what degree?
I graduated in 2013 with a degree in environmental engineering, bachelor of science degree.
Okay. And how did your experience here help you when you went to find your first position after college?
When I was looking for my first job after college, I used my senior projects that we did my senior year. We redesigned a wastewater treatment plant, and I really used that as a stepping stone, showing my capabilities in design and my knowledge in the water wastewater field.
And where do you currently work, and what's a typical workday like for you?
I work for Borton Lawson Engineering down in their Lehigh Valley office. Typical work day is, our typical 9 to 5. You get in there, work on our design projects. Typically we do a lot of flood protection, pump stations, water distribution mains, and a lot of public and private infrastructure projects.
Okay. And what would you say is the most enjoyable part about your job?
I think the most enjoyable part, it's very rewarding when you know that you've been working on a project that, it deals a lot with, human necessities like water, wastewater, stuff that we take for granted every day. And it's very rewarding knowing that you have such a big impact on things that, people don't really think about every day, but they're essential for, living life, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. And what would you say was your favorite memory back when you were studying at Wilkes?
My favorite part back at Wilkes was probably the 4 years playing football. It was a great tradition with, the rivalry with King's College, and it was always good to, I think 3 out of 4 years we beat them, so that was a good experience.
I'm sure. So do you have any advice for students here on campus?
Advice for students. Just stick it out, keep grinding away, studying. Graduation will be there before you know it. It's not easy, but you have one shot to get it done and go all out.
Okay. And then one last question.
All right.
If you could do it all over again, would you choose Wilkes University?
All over again. I don't know if I would want to do that, but I think if I had to, I would definitely choose Wilkes University again. It was a great experience. We still keep in touch with my old professors. I see a lot of classmates at, conferences and stuff. So I think that family atmosphere and the personal attention that you get with your professors and classmates was pretty special.
All right. And thank you again for joining us here
Thanks
today.
for having me. It was a great time.
It was great to have you back with us.
Thanks.
Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Maddie. We'll be right back with more Wilkes Now after this short break.
Mother Earth, a gift under our care. Let's not go back. Nurture nature. Nourish the soil and your soul. Let's mend our planet together. Make Mother Earth smile.
Welcome to Sports Now. I'm your host, Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Eric Bideman.
Winter sports have officially concluded with 2 seniors of the Wilkes wrestling team, Nicholas Racanelli and Thomas Stokes, competing in the NCAA championships, hosted at Ferrum College on March 8th.
Stokes fell in his first 2 matches, while Racanelli fell 1 bout short of earning All-American status in the consolations.
Racanelli's match against Loris's Eddie Smith would guarantee him All-American status, getting an 8th place finish or better. Racanelli was unable to score while on top in the 3rd, allowing Smith to hold on for the 2-1 decision. As a 3-time national qualifier, the 165-pound wrestler finished his final campaign with a 32-3 season record and his first regional championship. For his career, he finished with a 112-34 overall record.
Stokes drew a tough assignment in his opening 141-pound match with a bout against the defending national champion in Ithaca's Ben Brisman, who secured the 7-1 decision. Stokes then fell by major decision 11-3 to Wartburg's Brady Fitz in his second match of the day. The bout was tied at 1-1 after the first period, but 3 takedowns for Fritz over the final 2 frames pushed the match out of reach for Stokes. Stokes earned his first trip to the NCAA championships this season, finishing with a 27-7 mark and a regional title. For his career, Stokes finished with a 53-17 overall record.
In the final winter sports news, women's basketball senior Gab Giordano was named ECAC Player of the Month for February.
Giordano averaged a double-double with 13 points and 10.2 rebounds over the Colonel's 5 games during the month. Her month was highlighted by an upset victory over crosstown rival King's College, where she scored 21 points and grabbed 12 rebounds while hitting 5 of 8 from 3 in the contest.
In other news, spring sports are fully underway after traveling to various locations to compete in their spring break trip contests.
As for the softball team, they finished undefeated at the Fast Pitch Dreams Spring Classic in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, securing 5 wins.
Senior Gab Giordano, 2-sport athlete, sits at the top of the leaderboard with a 4.38 batting average and 32 at-bats this season. Junior Celine Podlissny currently leads Wilkes' pitching stats with a 3.16 ERA and 2 wins under her belt.
The Colonels finished their spring break trip in Virginia, splitting the doubleheader with Eastern Mennonite to start the season 6-5.
On the men's side of the diamond, Wilkes baseball traveled to Fort Pierce, Florida. However, they were not as successful as their softball counterparts, only securing 2 victories out of their 9 games played.
In the opener against Massachusetts Maritime Academy, the Colonels came out firing and rallied late to give coach Kevin Grabowski his first win at Wilkes.
Sophomore Zach Adamczyk picked up the win for the Colonels, and sophomore Andrew Nzanka picked up the save.
Nzanka had 2 saves on the week and struck out 3 in 2 1/3 innings of work on his way to being named Mac Freedom Pitcher of the Week.
The award was the sophomore's second of his career, as he was named ECAC Pitcher of the Week once last season.
The Colonels started the week 2-1 after defeating Kenyon 6-5 following a Day 2 opener loss to 15th-ranked Penn State Behrend. Despite the positive start, the Colonels then found themselves on a 6-game losing streak to end the week.
The men's and women's tennis teams traveled to Hilton Head, South Carolina for their spring break matchups. The women went 4-2 while the men went 2-3.
The women tallied 3 7-2 victories, coming out of victorious against Randolph College, Roanoke College, and Baldwin-Wallace University. The Colonels tacked on a 6-3 victory against Methodist University later in the week.
The Colonels fell only to Warner University 6-1 and Division I opponent Missouri Valley College 5-4, proving to have an impressive showing under the leadership of new head coach Victor Terranova for their first matchups of the season.
On the men's side, the Colonels posted victories against Randolph College 8-1 and Ohio Northern University 6-3.
Unlike the women, the men's losses were not as competitive, as the Colonels fell 8-0 to Warner University, 7-2 to Methodist University, and 9-0 to Division I Missouri Valley College.
On the turf, men's and women's lacrosse stayed relatively local for spring break.
For the women, the Colonels secured a 16-15 victory against the Notre Dame of Maryland University, as well as a 19-9 victory over Purchase College.
In the contest against Notre Dame of Maryland, senior Kyra Baccio reached the milestone of 100 career goals, scoring the first 2 goals in the closing minutes to push Wilkes ahead for the dramatic victory. New head coach Sarah Burkhardt earned her first career coaching victory on the win.
On the men's side, senior John Wink reached the 100-goal milestone as well. Despite falling 12-8 to Bridgewater College while in Virginia, Wink capitalized on the trip and came back to Wilkes-Barre, continuing to lead the team, as he posted 7 goals and 2 assists in the 17-6 victory over the College of Mount St. Vincent.
During spring break, 4 Wilkes athletes earned Mac Freedom Player of the Week honors. Sophomore Andrew Nzanka for baseball, Boccio for women's lacrosse, sophomore Larry Skartz for men's tennis, and junior Laura Zielinski for women's tennis.
Wink for men's lacrosse and freshman Laura Basic for the women's lacrosse team earned Mac Freedom honors the following week for their performances.
Be sure to keep up with men's volleyball, as they did not compete over spring break and return to action tonight in an away contest at Misericordia University.
That's all we have today for Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Eric Bideman. We'll be right back after this public service announcement.
Stay on top of your health. One simple thing to do
is take the pledge to go and get screened for the cancers that might affect you.
So stand up, cancer, and take the pledge at GetScreenedNow.org.
It only takes a minute to take care of yourself,
and nothing rhymes with org. Nope, nothing rhymes with org. Who wrote this?
Just go do it. Go do it.
If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
And welcome inside to weather now. As I said, outside 37 degrees currently, a mix of sun and clouds. Some flurries were coming down, believe it or not. So rest of the day today, mostly sunny. The sun will give way through the clouds eventually, and the high for today will be 38 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 49 degrees. Before we get into the weekend, we're going to have to deal with some rain, more likely Thursday night into Friday. But note the temperatures, 55 degrees and 60 degrees, so And then Saturday and Sunday, 43 and 42, but mostly sunny, so a little bit cooler, but it will be sunny, so that's always positive. And then Monday, 43 degrees, keeping with that lower 40 temperature, but rain as well. So this is for today. You can kind of see the system. It's bottling up here, and it's going to make its push into our area. You can see tomorrow then, it's bottling up and it's working its way towards us. So this is on Thursday, 2 p.m. light rain, as you can see, heavier rain to the west at that point. But as we kind of go through the afternoon and evening hours, you can see this heavier band of rain. This is 5 p.m. and then 2 a.m. overnight into Friday. You can see this heavier band of rain really sticking and hanging over the area. Before 2 p.m. on Friday, still this heavier band of rain. So for a good portion of the day, we'll be dealing with rain, and then it clears out of the area. So this day in weather history, 1888, Saratoga, New York recorded 58 inches of snow. It was called the Great White Hurricane Snowstorm. 58 inches of snow. So I guess we should be a little thankful that it's only flurrying outside and warmer temperatures going to be here soon. So looking ahead, mild and rainy Thursday and Friday, and then a cooler weekend but sunny skies as well. So we will be back after this public service announcement.
That's all the time we have for today. Just a reminder, you can watch us live every Tuesday on Service Electric Channel 97 at 12 noon. Also, check out our YouTube channel for episodes of the show.
And in case you missed it, our broadcast re-airs every weeknight at 7:30 p.m. I thank you very much for watching. From all of us here at Wilkes Now, have a great week.